Shot of colder air does move in by tomorrow night, though, and that means, as we just showed you, temperatures will go below normal for the extended period of the weekend. So it looks like a couple of chilly days after tomorrow's cool day. The clouds are a little stubborn to get rid of, and I would expect there's some patchy fog out there waiting for you early in the morning. The only problem on the roadways won't come from anything falling overnight tonight. That's already moved offshore. It does look like what you will have is a refreezing of whatever was liquid today. Whatever pooled and ponded on the roadways will be a little thin sheet of ice tomorrow morning on your drive in, so be careful with that. And again, allow the breaks of sunshine tomorrow. The sunniest part of the next couple of days will be tomorrow afternoon, and also Thursday looks pretty good at this point, bringing more clouds in for Friday. 34 degrees, cloudy skies out there at 7 o'clock in the morning. The rest of the 5-day plan, well, it starts with tomorrow at 40 degrees, mostly clear, mostly cloudy and a little cool. The afternoon again will deliver some sunshine. Thursday looks great. Friday, actually, we're going to put a few more clouds in the picture at that point. Saturday might be the drier day, allowing for some snowflakes and clouds to develop on Sunday. So I guess happy Fat Tuesday.
Okay, Sam, thanks very much. Still ahead, one more party before we give it up for Lent.
Fat Tuesday celebrations coming up next on Eyewitness News.
Held in northern Illinois today, all for MS. Organizers hope to raise at least $1 million to help fight that crippling disease. And Tracy Butler was one of those out there on the lakefront.
Oh, was
helping
it cold?
to kick it off.
Oh,
Brisk.
was it chilly?
But it wasn't raining.
It didn't rain. It was very cold. And do you know that this is one of 400 walks that's held all across the country, and we should be proud of ourselves here in Chicago because we raise more money than any other
Great.
city.
There were a lot of people out there.
So yeah, big congratulations to all of the folks and all of the volunteers who participated today. As for today, how did we do in the high-low department? Well, we only made it up to 51, and that's below normal. Usually we make it to 56. 40 degrees was the morning low. 37 is what we usually drop to, and 90 degrees. Wow, does that sound good about now? Back in 1930, that was the record high. Right now at the lakefront, it's 45. Pair of 50s at O'Hare and Midway. Gary, you are now at a chilly 44 degrees. We are still seeing some sun out there. Pressure is on the rise. Winds out of the northeast at 12 miles per hour. Well, we started off this day with a fair amount of cloud cover, but we managed to be the only portion of the state seeing some breaks in those clouds and some clearing. So we had the sunshine here today, but further to the south is where they have been seeing the rain. And in fact, the southern third of the state is under a flash flood watch for tonight and through tomorrow, as they have been getting some very, very heavy rains. And the rain is extremely heavy. In fact, thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms have produced hail and even some tornadoes in portions of Kansas and down through Oklahoma today. Meanwhile, the scene is snow, as much as 16 inches of snow. I thought it was spring, but as much as 16 inches of snow is possible in the eastern slopes of Colorado. So our skier, Jim Rosenfield, would be happy with that here. But we're not going to see that here. We're going to see some rain eventually. But tonight we should maintain some clear skies for the most part early evening. Then what happens tomorrow is we see this low pressure system continuing to push in this direction. I think most of tomorrow is going to be dry. We should see the rain coming in here tomorrow evening. And as far as highs tomorrow, looks like we should hit probably the mid-50s with cooler temperatures near the lakefront. Before tonight, partly cloudy skies dropping to the mid to upper 30s. Tomorrow, increasing cloudiness at the lakefront 45, inland 55, and the 5-day forecast brings us rain here again on Tuesday. Probably some thunderstorms late tomorrow night into Tuesday. Wednesday, 60 degrees, 62 Thursday, and cooling off just a little bit on Friday. So take your umbrellas.
Soggy
First half
starts to the work.
Definitely.
Blue Monday.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Tracy.
Well, some new players paid big dividends today as the White Sox and Alex Fernandez battered Boston.
And the Cubs tried for a sweep in Montreal. Sports highlights are coming up next. Despite the snow we saw on the ground.
Whenever we're up there, there'll be a little bit of that stuff for us tonight, but not much, not really much to worry about. Could be a couple of slippery spots early. Here's a look at today's weather in motion. You'll see the clouds coming in, which will produce the light snow and some drizzle, which has been happening the last several hours. It'll move on through tonight. Back behind this, you'll see the clearing coming. That'll be the sunshine for us by later on tomorrow, and there will be eventually some warmer temperatures. At 7 o'clock, there'll be one slick spot or two. Temperature about the freezing mark, so there could be a couple of little slick areas. Temperatures now, Hammond at 36 degrees. At McHenry, it's now 34. At Joliet, 35 degrees. The lakefront temperature, 39. Midway at 37, 35 degrees for O'Hare. Southwest winds, they're light. The chill factor of the freezing mark. Barometer on the way down a bit. Humidity 85%. High temperature 38. The low so far has been 32. The record high 74. Record cold 15 degrees for this date. Sunset 4:35. Rise tomorrow at 6:36. We'll look now at the current Midwestern satellite shot. These brighter clouds contain the more substantial light rains and some snow showers. They're gradually passing through the area. Nearest light snow is around Rockford. It'll be moving to the western suburbs later on tonight, gradually passing through the whole area overnight, and then ending later on tomorrow. Temperatures are pretty mild out toward the west of us, lower to mid-30s. There will be some nice temperatures for us tomorrow, even warmer along about Wednesday. Tuesday's forecast sees that low zipping off toward the east over southeastern Michigan, dragging a cold front down toward the, or rather a warm front down toward the south. Milder air on the way in behind all that, with tomorrow's highs well into the 40s, into the 50s by Wednesday. Forecast for tonight, cloudy skies, foggy, a little light rain or snow at times, northwest winds low 32. Then tomorrow, becoming partly sunny and milder, high temperature 46. Tomorrow night, mostly sunny skies and warmer, west winds, high temperature 56. Then for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 53 on Thursday, partly sunny skies, 46 degrees on Friday, and 40 degrees by Saturday. Of course, there'll be a chance of rain or snow for us just in time for the weekend, but still milder air for us for tomorrow, Wednesday.
Couldn't tell the teams apart. So there you go. That's why they were wearing the white. Now, weather. Lots of storms to tell you about today. Big winds for Newfoundland, gusting on the island between 60 and 100 kilometers per hour. So with your rain or snow that you'll be getting across the island, it'll be fairly treacherous, messy driving conditions. Very cold across Labrador. We have mostly overcast skies across the maritime provinces. Winds are about 50 kilometers per hour. Still mild, 4 to 9 degrees, and 3 for Fredericton, except for northern New Brunswick, especially Bathurst, where there is a heavy snowfall warning out 10 centimeters of snow. More snow from Montreal, chance of ice pellets in Quebec City today and throughout just about all of southern Ontario, particularly bad for eastern Ontario. There is a winter storm, watch out. It's freezing rain. You hate to say that so close to the anniversary of January 5th, which means the start of the ice storm. But anyhow, there is freezing rain starting in the afternoon for Toronto, spreading to Ottawa by nighttime. Temperatures are going to go back up tonight and remain mild in the morning, but then shoot back down as some Arctic air comes over the region, and crisp and cold across northern Ontario. Manitoba's going to get a fresh dusting of snow today as the system from Saskatchewan moves on east. And then for Saskatchewan, we've got very high wind chill values today, meaning risk of frostbite is very high as temperatures are around -20, but then we're going way down with the wind chill. Crisp and cold across Alberta. Temperatures are going to rise, though, by tomorrow. 5 degrees starting the day with snow in Vancouver, -26 in Whitehorse. It's -42 in Dawson, -28 in Yellowknife, and -26 for Iqaluit. That's what's up in your Monday weather. Time to tell you about what's up in sports. Montreal and the Rangers, and as I mentioned, the Habs are playing in white helmets.
Nicolette Sheridan and Faye Dunaway, The People Next Door, tonight.
Welcome home to America's Night of Music. It's the Country Music Association Awards with the most live performances. Join Alan Jackson, Dolly Parton, Vince Gill, Shania Twain, and more. Plus a special musical duet with Winona and Michael Bolton. Who will win Entertainer of the Year? Vince Gill hosts the CMA.
I just want to tell you that are pretty severe. Yukon's got a very high wind chill, for example. You're starting the day with snow in British Columbia for Vancouver and Victoria before it changes to rain. Wind chill, high wind chill for Saskatchewan and Manitoba with risk of frostbite. And we do have a winter storm watch across Ontario for eastern Ontario, right into parts of southern Ontario, with freezing rain and ice pellets developing by late in the afternoon. And we have high winds in Newfoundland and freezing rain possibilities there, with winds gusting by the afternoon 60 to 100 kilometers per hour. Now your 3-day weather. Just thought I'd better tell you about some of those hot spots or cold spots, depending on your point of view. The 3-day weather outlook, though, showing a little bit of signs of improvement across the country. For St. John's, we have a mixture of some more rain tomorrow, and rain mixed with snow for Charlottetown, rain mixed with snow in Nova Scotia, as well as temperatures remain on the mild side for the next 2 days before we get a little snow in the forecast on Thursday. Then for New Brunswick, the freezing rain warning, by the way, is off for today in New Brunswick, although northern New Brunswick has a heavy snowfall warning. Rain mixed with snow for Fredericton tomorrow and overcast skies on Wednesday. Rain mixed with snow in Quebec City tomorrow. And some chance of ice pellets today, by the way, in Quebec City and Montreal. Get about 5 centimeters of snow and some freezing rain tomorrow as well. Ottawa, freezing rain starting tonight, and expect a little bit more tomorrow. Temperatures are going to go way up tonight after freezing rain this afternoon in Toronto, and then up tonight, continuing mild in the morning, then then they go back down and you'll get some snow. Cold and clear across Winnipeg tomorrow. Temperatures will go up a little bit in Saskatchewan tomorrow. More snow in the forecast for Edmonton, cloudy conditions in Calgary. And then for British Columbia, we're looking at a little bit of snow tomorrow in Kamloops for the next 3 days. Actually, rain in Vancouver and Victoria. Up north in the Yukon, where Dawson, for example, today at -42. Snow in Whitehorse tomorrow. Clear skies for Yellowknife and clear as we look at Nunavut for the next couple of days, but of course remaining very cold. That is your 3-day national weather outlook. Time to tell you about what's up in sports. And we'll start with our Canadian teams in the NHL, and it was...
We're going to be in pretty good shape most of the week. I'm so sad. They're going to close down Buckingham Fountain tomorrow in the park.
Today's the last day,
today?
right? I think
it's
today.
Either today or tomorrow, and I'm talking about 80 degrees tomorrow. Tell them to
Maybe
wait.
they'll keep it open one more day.
Wait a week or two, because it's still got more summer left. But you don't have to wait for anything, everybody. It is here today in terms of the weather we thought would arrive this week. It's beautiful outside, although there's some clouds around. But we do get these signs that summer's over, like the fountain closing, and soon you won't see any of those little boats in the background. But it is summer-like outside. If you want to go to the lakefront, it's just as good as anywhere else. That is O'Hare and Midway. Everybody's got the same temperature. It's 71 degrees. Now, I should say every one of those big three there. I've got some other places that are even warmer than that now. Southwest winds at 13. Southwest winds have a lot to do with making it feel better outside. We think it'll hit 76 by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the projected high after being as cool as 47 degrees this morning. Sunrise to sunset tomorrow will top today in terms of warmth. But getting back to places that are a little bit warmer now than those three that you just saw, up around Glenwood, the temperature now is in the 70s. It is 77 degrees, 14-mile-per-hour winds out of the west and southwest. Once again, the south direction has a lot to do with how it feels outside. Look at how low the humidity is, at least south of the city at 31%. No significant rain has fallen in the last 24 hours. So as we move on, you know there's got to be some rain somewhere around the Midwest. It's up north around places like Milwaukee and over toward the Twin Cities. That little loop of rain probably won't hit Chicago. It'll stay north of where we are, and all the coolest temperatures will be up there as well. We really do have a shot at 80 degrees tomorrow. This is a brand new weather system that has taken over, and as long as it's in the middle of things, it will help to pump that warm weather that's way to the south of Chicago, and as long as those fronts stay up north, that's where most of the weather action will hide out. But there will be a cool front drifting through town. It won't be here for several days now. It looks like Wednesday night into Thursday is our next greater chance of rain around here, so it's going to take a while before any of that green stuff slumps down to Chicago. So let's wrap it up now and move on. Sunny skies, breezy and warmer for today, but this is just the beginning of a rebound in this summer-like weather. After a low of about 54 degrees tonight in pleasant conditions, tomorrow we really do have a chance at 80 degrees. I don't know why I whispered that. That's something to yell, right? But anyway, convertible weather and summer weather, and it's almost like a little touch of late August.
So you can go jump through the fountain today, the last day.
That's right. Get
After work today.
Get you jumping in now.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Steve. Next on 2 News at noon, important new findings about vitamin C and your heart. Next, Steve's got a work week ahead. What's ahead?
It's looking real good, Sarah.
Great.
If you want to get a change of season, step outside in the next few minutes. It feels more like summer than fall has arrived. The warmest day of the week, everybody, will be tomorrow when we should top off at 80 degrees. Back to reality by the end of the week, but who cares? That's a long way off. The next threat of rain is Thursday and cooler on Friday. But the best news, Jodine and Sarah, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday all feel like summer.
Summer, 80 degrees in October.
Very nice.
Can't beat that, thanks.
Sounds great.
Well, everybody, thanks for joining us at noon. We'll see you back here at 4:30. Have a good afternoon.
Let's play new carpet.
Now's the perfect time during the Empire Carpet Man sale. I've cut prices in half on our best carpets and premium padding.
See, it's all thick and bouncy.
We'll bring samples to your home and install your carpet next day with no payments for 6 months.
What color do you think?
Call now and you'll also get a free Empire Carpet Man doll.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
800-588-2300 Empire. By now, you've probably heard about United for Seniors, the health care plan for people on Medicare.
It's the one that provides more benefits than Medicare alone for no additional monthly plan premiums. Listen to some of the letters we've recently received.
I'm on the zero premium plan. I pay no premiums.
I get my medication for $5 a prescription. That's a big saving right there.
You can't beat the service. The doctors are great. The hospitals are great. I'm very satisfied with United for Seniors.
As far as my health is concerned, it's a lifesaver.
If you currently use Medicare alone, United for Seniors gives you extra coverage with absolutely no additional cost. Let us send you this free booklet that explains how United for Seniors works. There's no obligation, so call the number on your screen now. United for Seniors from United Healthcare of Illinois. The health coverage you've earned from a company you can trust.
Weather. What's it going to be like?
Well, pretty much like yesterday. Today will be nice.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it'll be, you know, a little low cloud cover in the morning, and we'll have some afternoon sunshine. The winds may kick up just a tad tonight into tomorrow. A little gusty below canyons and passes from time to time, but the high of 80, the same as yesterday. And then the next few days, the cloud cover will thin out. We'll get a little bit warmer. Let's take a look outside. It is nice out there. There's the low cloud cover. That'll burn off very soon. That's the view from our Mount Wilson cam. Current temperatures right now, some diversity in cloud cover. Just have partial cloud cover right now in downtown LA. Long Beach, cloudy 61 degrees. Anaheim 58 and cloudy as well. Some fog in Riverside right now. I understand the 15 freeway on the way to Vegas is pretty foggy this morning, so be aware of that if you're headed to Vegas this morning. Good luck to you. Palmdale 48 and clear. What else do we have? A gorgeous view from Venice Beach. It is still cloudy, but the beaches will clear out around 10, 11 o'clock this morning. The marine layer really isn't that thick. It appears to be, but it really isn't that thick this morning. There is your surf. The water temperatures are a bit chilly this morning. Some of the buoys reporting 64 degrees at Redondo Beach Buoy, Santa Monica 64, and 68 at the Marina Del Rey Buoy, and a little bit warmer in Orange County. They've probably got a couple of 70s down there at their buoys, which aren't reporting right now. There are your high and low tides. You've got a low tide right now, and the swell out of the southwest at 5 feet. So why is it cloudy this morning, and why is the marine layer going to thin out over the next few days? Well, what's going on is a ridge of high pressure is going to build over the LA basin. That's going to build tonight into tomorrow. So we're going to move from an onshore flow, which we have right now delivering the low clouds and fog, to an offshore flow. So we'll get a little bit warmer. We'll have less marine layer, and it'll be just gorgeous. So this morning, we've got the morning cloud cover. That'll move out of here pretty soon, then sunshine. Breezy below canyons and passes. The mountains and deserts are already clear, and they will have some gusty breezes from time to time, especially the upper desert areas. Some low 70s along the coast, with downtown Long Beach hitting 78, San Diego hitting 72, 74 in Santa Barbara. The valleys today will get into the 80s. It'll be quite pleasant, absolutely gorgeous today. Some of you may like today better than tomorrow and the next day because it'll warm up just a tad more. Now tonight we'll have a little bit of cloud cover at the beaches, but we should remain mostly clear in the mountains and the deserts this evening. It should be a nice night to check out the stars. The 5-day shows the cloud cover tomorrow and today, but then as we move to an offshore flow on Sunday and Monday, that'll thin out. And then we'll have a trough of low pressure move in Wednesday. We may even have a cutoff low working next week. We're going to chill down. We're going to get more cloud cover, but enjoy the next 4 days because we really couldn't get much better weather for fall. So get out there and enjoy yourselves.
We'll do our best.
Thanks, Angie. Time right now is 7:19.
Going to switch on over to Fran Tuno at Metro Traffic. Good morning again.
Fun, but anyway, let's look at the current temperature right now. We're on the cloudy sky of low 60s and upper 50s, and take a look at what's going on weather radar-wise. A huge swirl right over the northeast, keeps spinning around and around, pumping in some rain from the Atlantic Ocean, and the general pattern is going to slowly pull away from us, but we still have a chance of showers on and off during the course of the day. Then it dries out overnight so that by Sunday, tomorrow, we should be dry, still kind of cloudy though, high of 68 degrees. And Monday, Columbus Day holiday with a big parade going up, what, 5th Avenue, I believe, right? Mostly sunny skies with a high of 63 degrees. And the next chance of rain doesn't arrive here until Wednesday. So right now, rather cool, cloudy and damp with on and off showers during the course of the day. Should taper off late tonight, so tomorrow leaves us pretty dry. Still a little on the cloudy side. Make it a good weekend, everybody.
It seems like a good time for the parade. Good weather.
Yes, it'll be a better day Monday for a parade than it is today.
Perfect.
Yeah,
we like that. Thank you very much, Joe. And thank you for joining us this morning. I'll see you tonight at 11.
And I'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Good apples, by the way.
I know that.
mostly raised himself. His father ran out on him when he was a baby. I wasn't much better. And just when things started to get better for him, just when his father came back into his life, this terrible thing happened. I don't know, it's my fault. I'm not pretending. I should have listened to my old friend Saul.
Nipping at your nose. Sounds like a bad lounge singer there, don't I? Anyway, that gives you a hint where we're going here, my friends. The cold air is definitely on the way. Let's see what's happening right now. Not that chilly, but getting down there. 42 degrees right now. Got a northeast wind at 13, and it's been cooling off throughout the afternoon hours. 30 and 30.28, I should say, as our barometer reading. It's falling right now. Humidity 79%. The high today, 47 degrees, so you can see, and that was just a couple hours ago, but now we've just started to drop here as some of this colder air begins to work its way in here. The normal 45 and 36, the record 57, set back in 1994. Here's a look at the early morning Doppler radar, and you can see this band of showers right in here. That looks suspiciously like what we call a convergence zone, where you get the winds kind of coming from two different directions, and where they collide, you get this band of showers here. That's going to continue to move through the Puget Sound area tonight. It's mainly rain. However, up in the Cascades, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little snow mixed in with that. Here's what this looks like. I'm going to try to translate all this for you. You can get a sense of that air kind of shifting down from the north. You see that? That's the colder air, and it's beginning to work its way down. Now, what it's going to do initially is it's going to affect all the folks up in Whatcom County and Bellingham. For you, by tomorrow night, that wind is going to pick up and it's going to get awfully cold. So I want you to be aware of that. Things are going to turn around rather dramatically up in Whatcom County. For everybody else, it just gradually gets colder. Look at these overnight lows. Bremerton 29, 28 Tacoma, 27 in Olympia. I want you to be very cautious tomorrow morning when you get started with your day here. Wouldn't be surprised to see some areas of black ice out there on some of these roadways that could slow you down just a bit. With Bremerton's 29, 31 Seattle, 30 in Everett, as you see. On the east side of the lake, well, also near freezing, and this is tonight now, so you can see that we're just getting this cold process underway. I think we're going to be dealing with this really for the next week. How about that? Anyway, these are the highs tomorrow. Highs, mind you, upper 30s to near 40 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, chance of a couple of sun breaks. So now you're going to have to reach in the back of the closet and get out some of those heavier duds, if you will. We've got 40 in Chehalis. These are highs again. Longview 41, 42 over on the coast, Long Beach 40 in Hoquiam. To the north, look at this. The wind will affect you all throughout Skagit and Whatcom counties, the San Juan Islands, southern tip of Vancouver Island, and across the strait here. Upper 30s for your high temperatures, but I think it's going to feel colder than that, especially in the areas that I've outlined. Freezing level, 500 feet. We don't have a lot of moisture, so I don't expect a lot of snow. And just in general, to talk about snow for you, we don't see a major weather system in the area at this point, so right now we're just talking about colder air. But obviously, you get the air that cold, you got to watch, which is exactly what we're going to do for the next several days here. Moses Lake, 32 for a high. Wenatchee, 33, 26 in Omak. For the rest of the nation, the sun is out. It's still warm to the south. Look at these temperatures in Los Angeles and Phoenix in the 70s. Over the Central Plains, though, it's definitely getting colder there, and they'll have snow across Montana and the Dakotas. Elsewhere back east, it looks like it'll be fairly normal for this time of year. Cold to the north, warm in Florida. So here's the bottom line for you. We'll have showers decreasing tonight. Those showers I showed you on the radar. Then tomorrow, a partly cloudy morning. Going to be chilly when you send the kids to the bus stop. They're still in school. They probably are. Sunny and cold then tomorrow in the afternoon. Look at that. High temperatures around 40. Here's what happens with the 6-day planner. You can see for yourself how we just continue to drive those high temperatures down. I'm not calling for any snow just yet, but believe you me, we're going to be watching for a snowmaker sometime in the next 5 days or so. Time now to stop by one of my favorite homes on the Parade of Lights. This is the home of the Palermo family in SeaTac. And my friends, of all the ones I've seen, this is amazing. The Palermos have more than 100,000 lights. It is so bright that people coming into SeaTac can look out and see this house. It takes more than 3 months to set all of this up. It's at 12605 14th Avenue South. That's just north of the airport. The Palermos. Boy, do they do it up. All of our parade locations can be found online at KOMOTV.com, or you can call for today's addresses 1 TV Tips KOMO and press number 3. Don't press 2. Don't press 4. Well, you can, but if you want the Christmas stuff, you press 3.
That was phenomenal.
I can see the pilots flying into SeaTac.
Yeah, you tilt the plane over. You look out. No, that's, you know, how they do that. Anyway.
Thanks, Steve.
We want to give you a traffic update right now.
Greg Todd is keeping an eye on the roads and bridges for us. Greg, how's it looking?
Well, Sabrina, if you're heading out to do some Christmas shopping tonight, you're going to want to take your Christmas shopping list and a whole lot of patience. We got some heavy traffic out there. Let's go to the traffic map here and show you some of the areas that we're seeing stop and go traffic. If you're heading down around, well, South Center Mall area, you're going to find stop and go traffic from Boeing Field all the way down to South Center and beyond, going south on I-5. In fact, we've got 2 disabled vehicles in that vicinity at 188th and another at 405 in the southbound lanes of I-5. Let's go now to the Department of Transportation camera I-5 at Northgate. If you're heading to Northgate Mall, you're going to see some pretty heavy traffic in both the main lines and the express lanes. Nothing blocking there, but I-5 is stop and go off and on all the way from downtown Seattle through Northgate, past Alderwood Mall. And if you're going up to the Everett Mall, you're going to see some stop and go traffic around 112th. One more stop on the traffic cameras, and we can give you a view of what we have out there on the I-90 bridges. We've got some stop and go traffic as you approach Mercer Island in both directions, but I-90 is looking a little bit better than the 520 bridge right now. If you're expecting someone home that's coming across one of the bridges, I-90 is the one area that we're seeing some very heavy traffic right now. Live from the traffic center, Greg Todd, KOMO 4 Time Saver Traffic.
Greg, thank you.
Well, the latest missile attack in Iraq happened about a half hour ago. We showed it to you live. We'll get an update from Baghdad when we come back.
Plus, more Northwest Air Force personnel getting ready to ship out to the Gulf. The latest when we come back.
Now here's a PC to snap up for Christmas.
A tanker truck carrying fuel crashes and explodes on a Southland freeway. We'll have the deadly details. Plus, all eyes are on this talented turkey. You don't want to miss this. And it's coming up next, right here on News at 10 on KTLA Channel 5.
This is KTLA News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Larry McCormick.
And I'm Marta Waller.
For the second time in the history of the United States, the President of the United States has been impeached, largely along party lines. The House of Representatives passed 2 articles of impeachment today against President William Jefferson Clinton. Article 1 accused
Hills Courthouse. The suspect is identified as Harvey Spelkin, an accountant from Calabasas. Right now, let's go live to Philip Bruce, who's at the Federal Building in Woodland Hills. Phil?
Well, Hal, this is a courthouse building where
This scene, a winter wonderland. Their white Christmas came 6 days late. Before this storm, temperatures were unusually warm, and that's why this 6-inch blanket of snow was so special. Now people are actually enjoying the forecast of more snow and temperatures near zero, and that's why they live there and we live here. And Roland has the New Year's forecast that'll make them all want to move here.
You better. When they watch the video and the pictures from the Rose Bowl parade, it is going to be It's going to be incredible for us, but they are going to be moving here in droves. I can guarantee you that. It's beautiful in the New Year's Day forecast. In fact, we'll show you that in a few seconds. And for the weekend, as record temperatures here in the Southland today, they're near zero, and we're up in the mid-80s across parts of the Southland. In fact, Simi and Chatsworth both breaking their all-time high records with 85 and 86. 56 now. Fog finally rolling into the Southland, especially along the coast, reducing visibilities, and that's going to cool us off for all of one day. 96% relative humidity. The barometer is rising. Our afternoon high today, not a new record, but still quite warm. In fact, 13 degrees above normal at 80. Your morning low of 52, and there's your sunrise and sunset times. And the normals for this day, 67 and 48. We're going to be back into the 80s for the weekend. The marine layer thickening up for tonight and during the morning hours, and then the sunshine returns through the afternoon, and heading into the weekend, even warmer. Offshore temperatures, a slight breeze of Santa Ana type conditions heading into Saturday and Sunday, and we are looking pretty good here in Southern California. But the fog